Paula Badosa, the fierce Spanish warrior who's battled through pain, adversity, and the brutal ups and downs of professional tennis, has just delivered news that's broken the hearts of fans around the world. The 2025 US Open was supposed to be her chance. Her chance to return to the big stage, her chance to write a redemption story, her chance to show the tennis world that you can never count her out. But today, that dream came crashing down. An injury, another setback, and with it, a withdrawal that leaves us asking, will Paula Badosa ever get the chance to show her full potential again? And what does this mean for the blockbuster mixed doubles event where she was set to team up with fellow Brit Jack Draper in a pairing fans were buzzing about? Today we break down everything: the injury, the timeline, the fan reaction, and what's next for Paula's career. And trust me, this one's going to hurt. Here's what we know so far. On August 8th, just days before the start of the highly anticipated 2025 US Open, tournament officials confirmed that Paula Badosa has officially withdrawn from both her singles campaign and the reimagined US Open Mixed Doubles Championships. The reason? A recurring back injury that has plagued her since the early part of the season. Badosa's camp released a short but emotional statement. I've done everything possible to be ready for the US Open. My team and I have worked around the clock, but my body is not ready for the demands of a Grand Slam. This is not the way I wanted my summer to end. For those who followed Paula's career, you'll know this isn't just about one tournament. This injury has been her shadow for years, from forced retirements in mid-match to pulling out of tournaments at the last minute. Paula's back issues have been both unpredictable and devastating. What makes this year's withdrawal sting even more is the fact that Badosa had just been announced as part of the star-studded mixed doubles lineup, a groundbreaking event set to headline primetime slots on Arthur Ashe Stadium. Fans were already dreaming of the Draper-Badosa chemistry on and off the court. Instead, US Open organizers now face a late scramble to replace one of their marquee teams. And for Paula, the road back to health, once again, begins now. To truly understand the weight of this moment, we have to look back at Paula Badosa's 2025 season. It began with hope. After ending 2024 ranked just outside the top 40, Paula entered the year determined to break back into the top 20. She kicked off the Australian swing with a solid showing in Adelaide, reaching the quarterfinals before losing to eventual champion Iga Swiatek. But trouble started brewing at the Australian Open. After a grueling second-round victory, Paula was seen wincing in discomfort during her third-round match. She later admitted the pain was in her lower back, the same area that sidelined her for much of 2023. Fast forward to March, Indian Wells, her favorite tournament. Fans will remember her 2021 title run there, and hopes were high. But midway through her third-round match against Arina Sabalenka, she was forced to retire again. By May, Paula had pulled out of the French Open entirely, choosing rest over risk. She returned briefly for the grass season, playing 2 lead-up tournaments before Wimbledon, but was clearly not at full strength, falling in the first round at SW19. In July, she tried to rebuild momentum ahead of the US Open, entering smaller WTA 250 events, but the results were mixed. A few early wins overshadowed by visible physical limitations. That's why the announcement of her participation in the US Open mixed doubles was such a ray of hope. Partnering with Jack Draper wasn't just about fun, it was about showcasing her love for the game in a less physically demanding format, while still being part of a major event. But the reality of professional tennis is harsh. Injuries don't care about your plans, your form, or your dreams, and for Paula Badosa, the pain proved too much to ignore. This year's US Open Mixed Doubles Championships was already making history. For the first time, the event would take center stage on prime-time stadium courts, drawing some of the biggest names in tennis. Badosa and Draper were one of 16 teams announced, and they were instantly a talking point. Fans loved the pairing. Jack Draper, the rising British star with a booming serve, alongside Paula Badosa, the gritty, emotional fighter. The two even had practice sessions together in New York last week, with clips going viral on social media. But now, Draper is left without a partner, and tournament organizers have to decide whether to replace the team entirely or pair him with another available player. From a marketing standpoint, Paula's absence is a blow. The mixed doubles draw is stacked. Alcaraz and Raducanu, Swiatek and Ruud, Rybakina and Fritz, but Paula brought her own unique appeal. She's charismatic, photogenic, and has a devoted fan base that travels with her through every win and loss. For fans, it's another reminder of how unpredictable tennis can be. One week you're on the schedule, the next you're watching from the sidelines. As soon as the news broke, social media lit up. On Twitter, one fan wrote, "My heart breaks for Paula. She's been through so much, wishing her a speedy recovery." Another commented, "Paula Badosa is one of the toughest players out there. She'll be back. She always comes back." Of course, there were also frustrated voices, fans who had bought tickets specifically hoping to see Badosa in action. One wrote, "I was so excited for the Draper-Badosa mixed doubles. Now, it's just not the same." The Spanish press has been equally emotional with headlines like "La lucha continua," the fight continues. It's clear Paula's career has created a deep emotional connection with fans. They don't just admire her game, they relate to her resilience. In an era where some players seem untouchable, Paula's battles with injury make her feel human, relatable, and that's why moments like this cut so deep. Injuries like Paula's are career-defining, and sometimes career-shortening, but tennis history is full of comebacks. Serena Williams came back from multiple injuries and life-threatening health scares. Rafael Nadal returned after months away to win the Australian Open. Juan Martín del Potro, though ultimately forced to retire, had multiple miraculous returns. Paula is still only 27. If she can find the right rehab program, there's time for her to reclaim her place among the elite. The key will be patience. In the past, Paula has rushed back, eager to compete, only to find herself sidelined again. This time, the wiser move might be to target a 2026 return at full strength. She's already spoken about her mental battles with injury. In interviews, she's admitted to feeling lost during long absences, but she's also shown an ability to channel pain into motivation. That's the Paula Badosa fans believe in, the one who never truly gives up. Injuries don't just steal matches, they steal moments. They rob us, the fans, of the matchups we dream of. They rob players of their momentum, their rhythm, and sometimes their identity. Paula has been on the edge of breaking into that upper echelon of tennis more than once. She's had the ranking, the wins, the form, and then just like that, she's back on the injury list. But here's the thing about Paula. She's not the kind of player you count out. She's fiery, she's emotional, she's human, and maybe that's why so many of us are pulling for her. I believe she can come back from this, but it's going to take time, discipline, and maybe a little bit of luck. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Paula Badosa can make it back to the top 10? Or are we looking at a career that's forever going to be what could have been? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever had to fight your way back from a setback, whether in sport or in life, share your story. You never know who you might inspire. As we head into the 2025 US Open, there will be incredible tennis, historic moments, and new stories written, but one story we'll miss is Paula Badosa's. Her withdrawal leaves a hole in the draw, a gap in the drama, and a question mark over what's next. So let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Do you think we'll see her lift a Grand Slam trophy one day? Or will injuries always be the barrier? And for those who are looking forward to the mixed doubles, which replacement team would you love to see fill the Draper-Badosa slot? As always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more tennis deep dives, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment in the sport we love. From heartbreak to hope, the story of Paula Badosa is far from over.